Hey guys, so continuing on with this, we're now on the second part, which is villains. And that's, I don't know what sister that is, the numbers, there's so many of them you lose track. But it's not Barriss Offee, but I think it is someone that he knew in the past, if I recall correctly. The Empire is still rising to the height of its full power during the events of Jedi Fallen Order. The symbols and traditions of the Republic have been torn down and cast aside, although we can still see traces of a more civilized time in the locations our heroes visit. Imperial characters, units and vehicles in Fallen Order are a mix of old and new. Iconic threats like the Stormtrooper and TIE Fighter are mixed in with the period variants of the AT-AT and Scout Trooper. Rounding out the cast of the Inquisitors and Purge Troopers, enemies specifically trained to hunt down surviving Jedi like our hero. And there's the Heavy Assault Trooper and the Scout Trooper. This reminds me very much in the Phantom Menace when they have their shields, the Gungans that is. And that's just classic, of course. Flame Trooper with his weapon. It's a really great picture. It's like he's on Mars. There's an AT-AT, and this is inside there. That'll be the main cabin, and there is the cockpit. Now the Inquisitorius. It's the second sister, and she's flanked by her Purge Troopers. This was the first time our Inquisitor and our Purge Troopers occupied one space, and the effect was a looming sense of impending doom. That's a great shot. I'm sure the Purge Trooper is out, but I don't recall seeing it anywhere, so who knows when I'll get a chance to pick that up. And why do they always look like this underneath? I mean, it reminds me of Hela in Thor Ragnarok and so many other characters, where it's just the evil woman, of course. It's like, what is it that's attractive? Can you not tell? She's going to kill you. And here are the Purge Troopers. Very nice. Obviously elements of Clone Troopers, Stormtroopers, Death Troopers in there. Once I do get one of these, we can have a proper comparison. Ah, different coloured. Let's see. The Electro-Staff Purge Troopers use an Electro-Staff and can parry Cal's Force Pull ability. The Electro-Hammer Purge Trooper uses swooshing movesets and heavy attacks to overpower Cal. The Purge Trooper uses a DC-15 rifle for long-range attacks. And then you see the Electro-Staff Purge Trooper, the standard one, and then what was this one again? The Electro-Hammer Purge Trooper. And there's just some studies of them with their various weapons. And this reminds me, and I haven't got it immediately to hand, of one of the Knights of Ren and their weapons. Now, the ninth sister, who we've actually seen, I believe, in the Darth Vader comic. Very fearsome looking. What's that at the bottom? Is that an artificial? Why is this red and that one yellow? Let me see, is that a fake foot? Yes, it's a mechanical foot. I knew she gets her arm cut off at some point by Vader as a lesson. But that must happen some other time. And I think this is this before or after that. Difficult to know because that Vader comic jumps around in the timeline. But I think that was in the early days after the Purge. So maybe that was appropriate then. And now we just see more of the second sister. The second sister's design is grounded in Inquisitorius visual language, mixing officer garb and trooper-inspired armour and pulling inspiration from fencing and medieval knights. She was always imagined as calm and composed. That's rare, isn't it, for a dark side user? But that's what makes the ones who can do that so dangerous. Using the Force to deceive her enemies and then attacking swiftly and mercilessly. And here's just some character studies for her. This is a great one. Descending from her ship. See, this is a sort of role that Asajj Ventress was so good in, isn't it? So that's the end of that chapter, the villains. The next one is about the planet Braca, so we'll pick it up from there.